Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie, who got a lot of bourbon to drink. So we have some wonderful friends of the Bourbon Van.
So many friends.
So many friends. And 4 of them right here.
Yeah, absolutely. The beautiful thing about this video is it was never supposed to happen. But here it is. We've had a lot of distilleries reach out to us over the years and offer us whiskeys to try. And we haven't always said yes. We always felt a little strange about accepting things. But in this instance, we had 4 distilleries reach out to us and say, we'd like to send you some of our whiskeys to try. And in this case, all 4 of these are bourbons. And we said, just to be clear, it's probably never going to make it onto our channel. We are shutting the channel down at the end of the year, as you probably know already. And so we told them, very nice of you to offer, but it's probably not worth your time.
Yeah.
Every single one of them suggested that this would be a nice way to commemorate our channel ending and offered to send us out on a high note by just gifting us whiskey. They expected nothing in return. Well, you're going to get something in return because that's the kind of people we are. So all of these bourbons on the table were gifted to the channel. We want to be very clear about that. Doesn't mean we have to say anything in particular about them. They knew that we're on our way out. We have no reason not to be completely honest here.
Maybe I'll put on my Grinch face today.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, harsh.
Yeah, be real harsh on these. That's Julie's way.
Well, we are obviously approaching Advent season, and that's why, as you can see behind us, the decorations are up, and our Advent calendar, Advent Bourbon Tournament is on its way. It's obviously the last one that we're ever going to do. It's 23 straight days of head-to-head matchups. If you have not filled out your brackets yet, please do so. 4 of you are going to win bourbon from our friends at Boulder Spirits. So don't hesitate, don't wait. The links to fill out your brackets are in the description below. They're also pinned in the top comment. And there you go. Housekeeping out of the way. Now it's just time for us to drink a little whiskey.
I was just going to say, don't forget, sign up for Julie and sign up for Phil.
Yeah.
2 brackets.
Yeah, double your chances to win, I think. Not sure about the math on that still. But the other thing is that we are going to have a final live stream at the end of December. Do plan to join us on December 27th if you've got free time. You want to hang out with the Bourbon Fan. That is when we are planning our final send-off. That's going to be a couple hours of hanging out, drinking some of our very finest bottles. We're super excited for that, and I believe it's going to be the 27th of December. I don't know the time or the date exactly. Stay tuned. There you go. There's good reason to keep watching the Bourbon Van in the meantime. And a special welcome to a whole lot of new subscribers that have showed up over the last couple of weeks since we said this is the end of the channel. We couldn't be more grateful. We've grown more.
We're so happy we're leaving.
That's got to be what it is. We've grown more in the last week than we've grown in the past year. So a huge thanks to everybody who just showed up. We hope that you're enjoying this video. And we hope we can provide some entertainment and maybe even some education on the way out. Let's get it started. We are going to taste all 4 of these bourbons and let you know what we think of them. We're going to start over here on the right. This is a whiskey from our friends at Minden Mill in Nevada.
Minden Mill Nevada Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 100% estate-grown, distilled and aged in Minden, Nevada, aged 4 years, non-chill filtered, 94 proof.
And this one is the cheapest of the bunch. It comes in at $45. Not bad for that gorgeous-looking bottle. Love the stopper with the copper across the top. Minden Mill etched down the side. What more could you ask for? This is really nice, and I like what Minden Mill is up to. First off, our friend Joseph O'Sullivan is the head distiller there, and we are always thrilled by the things that he produces. Remember that he was an apprentice to Steve McCarthy, who is long thought of as the pioneer of American single malt whiskey. We know Joe knows some things, so we are going to get into this bottle. You can see that we've already gotten into it a little bit here when we were in Seattle this weekend with friends. So this is not a neck pour, for those of you who are scoring at home on that. $45 bottle here, cheapest of the bunch, and this is distributed by Foley Family Wines. So they have several brands under their umbrella, and they do distribute far and wide. So this is probably, of this bunch, this is maybe the one that you would find most readily out there, and I know that you can also purchase these online. So if you're looking for them, mindenmill.com, I think.
It's very sports announcer of you.
You know what? I'm trying to share some information here on the way out, If I've been at it for 5 years, I should have learned how to do something.
I'm just reading the back here. 100% estate-grown grains, 60% corn, 20% rye, 10% oats, 10% barley.
There you go. A 4-grain bourbon with oats as the third ingredient instead of wheat. That's actually really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Some spiciness to this on the nose.
Nice cinnamon here.
Yeah. Like that oak really shines, but it does smell like it's going to have a spicier palate.
Yeah. Nice depth of color there for a 4-year bourbon and non-chill filtered. No coloring added. I like the transparency of this brand so far. And their American single malt we got into yesterday, and I was
blown away.
Yeah, really thrilled with it. So if this is anything like that single malt, we're in for a treat today. What do you say? You want to sip it?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Really coats the palate.
Such a nice cherry note on this. It kind of goes through a wash of flavors before that cherry makes its presence known.
Yeah.
Kind of like mid-palate there. Nice oakiness. There is some spice on that first sip. I'm going to have to take another second, third sip of this one.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem because I'm really enjoying this right off the bat. The vanilla is very nice. The brown sugar is very nice. There isn't an unusual presence here. And it's not, at first I was thinking, oh, dry wood, sort of that farmhouse, barn sort of thing going on. But it's not really that, because those tasting notes speak to more of a craft type of whiskey. I don't really get craft from this. I get unique. I get something unusual. I think all that being estate grown and produced, they've definitely got a flavor profile that's all their own here. And I'm with you. I want to drink more of it to get to the bottom of it because I really enjoyed that.
There is a really nice earthy presence to this, and not in an off-putting way. I know that can be a little bit polarizing, that earthy flavor. There's just a smell to that that's really inviting, and I can kind of taste that on the palate. Then you get that rush of like dark cherry, really nice oak there. Delicious. It actually drinks way higher than its proof point, like at 94 proof. And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, it's bringing the flavor at that proof point.
Yeah, the flavors are really strong. I had to think about that this was only 94 proof for a second.
Yeah, it coats like crazy for 94 proof. The depth of color doesn't affect the palate, obviously, but it's impressive at this proof point. It just brings so much complexity at that proof point, and for $45, I don't know. I love the age statement. I love the transparency, and I love the fact that it doesn't taste like everything else out there. You're not going to confuse this for a legacy distiller. But at the same time, if you like a flavorful whiskey that's not overly sweet, this has a nice balance to it. The spice that lingers there, it's not offensive in any way. It suits the sip perfectly.
Yeah, it's only 20% rye, but I really do get a little mintiness and that spiciness that I think, or that I kind of correlate with rye.
Totally.
So that really comes through on here. It's very enjoyable. Home run for me.
Yeah, I think this is great. And for $45, I'm a happy boy. Is it worth your money?
$45?
Yeah.
Great value.
Yeah, I think it's a good question because there are so many bourbons on the market right now. If you are somebody who avoids craft spirits because of the earthiness, because of the barnyard, because of the farmhouse thing, you just don't like that at all, this might be worth dipping your toe into. And if you have an adventurous palate, I don't think there's any question. I think this is absolutely worth your money. And yeah, this is one that I could see keeping on the shelf. I think it'd be great for cocktails. I think it's great and neat. You could put an ice cube in there. And if you're a new drinker or experienced, there's a lot to find here. I think it's great. Nice work, Joe O'Sullivan and the Minden Mill crew. And thank you again for sending us that bottle. Let's get on to whiskey number 2.
So in our second glass, we have, from our friends at Still Austin, the Still Austin Blue Corn Bourbon Whiskey. This is the 2025 Winter Edition, aged 6 years.
6 years aged. Very, very interesting because we're talking about Texas bourbon. That is not something that requires a ton of age. It can get oaky.
Yeah, a lot of times the 2-year drinks like 4-year and keep doubling that up.
Absolutely right. And the 4-year was one of our top whiskeys of the year that it came out. I believe that was 2023. Missed out on the 2024 batch. The 5-year, we saw it at Binny's in Chicago, but didn't pull the trigger. And now I kind of wish we had so that we could compare all 3 of them. But we actually just got this yesterday and opened it up right away because we're kids on Christmas, and also we couldn't help ourselves, and we wanted to open it up so that it got a little oxygen in it. There you go. There's the scientific reason for that.
I'm a big fan of Still Austin, so spoiler alert, I probably am gonna like this one. I just like everything that they do.
Absolutely, yeah. And this blue corn is something special. At least the 4-year was. So hoping that the 6-year lives up to it in terms of all that beautiful flavor that we got. But I also hope that the oak is inviting and not overdone, because that can definitely happen. I believe you're finding this out there in the neighborhood of $80.
So what I just realized is all the bottles we're going to sip on today have a really distinct flavor profile.
Very unique.
And Texas, obviously Texas has a very unique flavor profile over, say, Kentucky or even craft distilleries.
Sure.
So it's going to be a really fun lineup.
Yeah, we're going to bounce all over the place here. We could have done these blind, but they're so distinctive, I think we would have known pretty early on which is which. And like you said, we love Still Austin. The rye that you picked there earlier this year, that single barrel, so good.
So good. I wish I would have gotten more.
Yeah, we all do. I think everybody out there wishes they had gotten more of that one.
My initial thought had a bit of a cinnamon French toast nose to it.
Yeah.
Very oaky. I mean, in a good way. Very oaky.
It smells like it's going to be creamy. It smells like a strawberry cherry frosting. It's got a little bit of bright red fruit. It's got a cherry note to it. There is an oak note that I'm not going to call it musty. I think wet oak, somewhat wet, damp oak. There we go. Is probably where I would go on the nose for this one. So I am expecting this to bring a lot of sweetness and a lot of oak, and let's just see. Hopefully that oak doesn't get bitter here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I feel like this is going to be a sweet and savory type of sip.
I hope so.
Because when you said that creaminess, like almost like a frosting, I totally get that. And then right at the end of that aroma, there's just something that you think could be just a little bit savory about this. So I'm interested.
Yeah, and one other note, in the 4-year version, we got some blueberry / mixed berry notes on it. Hoping for that, but even more decadent.
Yeah. What proof did we say? 100?
100 proof,
Sorry.
bottled and bond.
I don't think I said that originally. I certainly didn't say it was bottled and bond. I really failed at my duties today. Oh, this is delicious. That cinnamon note really does come through. I said cinnamon French toast, and it's almost like a cinnamon French toast, isn't there like a cream cheese, cinnamon French toast kind of breakfast dish that we Americans love to eat?
I thought cream cheese on the nose, and I was like, I'm not going to say it. I'm out of my mind if I'm thinking cream cheese. No, it's there.
That was initial thought.
Oh, man.
Maybe that's like we stuffed the French toast.
It's stuffed French toast, yeah. And it's got the spice, you're right. The cherry is huge. There is a mixed berry. The back end ends in a savory place. You were right about that. It's almost like sage. This is Thanksgiving whiskey to me. It's so fruity. It's herbal. It's decadent. The mouthfeel is great. This is a very big whiskey that is great, I think, to share with your whiskey drinking friends. I think there's huge notes, layers, complexity. That's everything I want in my whiskey these days.
Yeah, I think the blue corn note throws some people off.
It probably does.
But don't be scared, because the finish on this is just decadent and wonderful. That cinnamon note kind of carries through, like that baking savoriness really carries through in the finish. It's still there. Really happy. It's not, if you're somebody who doesn't like a overtly sweet bourbon, this one's for you, because you get all of those like raspberry berry notes as well, but they're pretty subtle.
Yeah.
I think that key note is just, I don't know, sweet and savory. I think that hits the mark, the sweet and savory note.
Absolutely, yeah. On second sip here, maybe even some cranberry. I mean, there's fruit all over this thing, and it's mixed berries all the way down. It's delightful. And, if you're looking at this bottle saying $80 for a bottled and bond bottle for 100 proof, is that worth it? I will tell you this. If you are a collector or you are an experienced bourbon drinker who enjoys Still Austin, I think this is absolutely for you. If you have not tried Still Austin yet, here's my recommendation. The Artist and the Musician. Their standard bourbon and rye offerings are delicious. They are much more affordable.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to get a taste for this brand before you buy this one, go get those. I know they're pretty readily available out there. They're not everywhere. But if you can find them and you haven't purchased them yet, I think that those are must-tries. They're both excellent whiskeys. This is one that I think if you have a little more experienced palate, you're going to find a lot more in this bottle. But I definitely don't think you should be afraid either way. That is a bottle with huge bourbon flavor that makes me very happy.
Yeah, and I said at the top of this review that there hasn't been a Still Austin, or that I'm a fan of Still Austin. I'm not sure if I've had a Still Austin that I didn't like. And to me, it's a definite buy. I mean, I know it's $80, but I think that the palate here is just even for an inexperienced bourbon drinker, I just think there's something like subtle and delicious and desserty about this one that I think most everyone will like. For me, this is a definite buy.
Absolutely. It's delicious. It's, by the way, buttery on the finish the longer it's hanging around. The oak does show up very nicely, but it transitions to that sort of sage brown butter.
Yeah.
It is sweet and savory, and that is
delicious.
Wow. I'm glad that's on the shelf. Thank you, Still Austin. That is a fantastic bourbon. Once again, I'm not surprised, but I was really optimistic about this one, and I am totally satisfied with what that turned out to be. That's awesome.
We're going back to Austin this winter, so I guess we're just going to have to stop in.
We'll have to get more.
So this is the Cedar Ridge Double Barrel Bourbon, 105 proof.
I'm so excited about this bottle. This is just a beauty, and it's really hard to read, so I'm not going to get into too many of the details, but I'll try to include some at the bottom of the screen. 105 proof double barrel bourbon from Iowa, of all places, and they make bourbon, rye, they make wine over there, and so they have great finished stuff because they know their wine barrels, they know which ones to use. Quintessential, their American single malt whiskey, stunning through and through, and we could not be more pleased to check this out here, this 105 proof double barrel bourbon. 105 proof is, boy, that's right in that window where I love to do my drinking. Anywhere between 100 and 110 makes me very happy these days. And I'm excited to get into this one. We opened it last week and haven't returned to it since, so I want to see how this has changed, if at all.
I just want to make a note that if you're traveling with your partner, maybe one of you likes bourbon, the other one doesn't. Fantastic brick oven pizzas there as well.
Oh my goodness. The food there is incredible, yeah.
I kind of still dream about that pizza.
It was awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
I think I had brisket on ours.
And banana peppers.
Yeah, it was good.
It was so good. Speaking of good, this smells amazing right here. This is a little bit spicy again. Third straight time we've said that on the nose.
Yep.
But there's a caramel presence here that's massive.
Yep.
This smells like double oaked bourbon should. The one thing that I'm not getting a ton of here that I usually get on a double oaked bourbon is chocolate. I'm not a huge chocolate guy, so I'm not minding that right now.
That's so funny that you say that since you love single malts.
I do. But a lot of times I'll find cocoa powder on those, which is a little different, in my opinion.
This is really interesting. I've just been sitting here nosing the glass, and I got a really almost Rick Housey smell to the nose.
What I'm getting is the Rick House experience, like you said. Oak, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of caramel. I say we go in and have a sip of this one.
Different than the two that we drank before. And I'm always saying that because there's almost a bit of I don't know if this is true. We'll see. Sometimes this flavor changes from sip to sip, but almost like a mesquite grilled fruit note on this one that I wasn't quite expecting on a bourbon.
Right. And the fruit that I'm getting, this is going to weird you out, pears.
Ah.
I was thinking candied pears, but when you said mesquite, that's it. There's a grilled pear note here that is very interesting. The caramel shows up. The oak that's a heavy char note on the back of the palate there. A lot of times double barrel bourbons, double oaked bourbons will go way over to the sweet side, like intense, fudgy, very chocolatey. This is not that. If you are a sweet bourbon fan, I don't think this is the whiskey for you.
No.
This is another savory palate special right here.
For sure.
Yeah, this is an interesting whiskey right here.
Yeah. And I realized I said mesquite, but I feel like mesquite is only used in a few random distilleries like Del Bach.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
Santa Fe, Andalusia.
So maybe this is like an applewood, but I am not a smoky, that kind of connoisseur. So
yeah. No, I agree with it's dark, heavy charred oak here. That's what I'm getting is char. It's not necessarily mesquite. You're right. Yeah, there we go. We'll correct ourselves on this one to make sure we get this right. It is a heavy charred oak.
Even when it doesn't matter, we're taking it serious with a smile.
There you go, new subscribers. This is how seriously we've taken our channel for the last 5 years, I promise you.
Yeah, as serious as the bourbon man gets. We just love drinking with whiskey, so...
Yeah, we love drinking with friends, so welcome to the club. Delightful. This is another whiskey that I think 5 years ago when I started my whiskey journey, I would have liked it but not loved it. And at this point, I love it. This is what I want. I want something unusual. Again, this doesn't have craft whiskey notes. This is something different. It's not a legacy bourbon. It's not craft. This is its own thing, its own place and style, and I love that. I love that I can taste something totally, totally unique. This is great.
What's the price point on this one?
$60.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I love that price point. I personally think this is a buy, but probably for that mid to more experienced palate, just because it's not so obvious as a bourbon. It doesn't sing as a bourbon to me.
Right. This ends in such a savory, dark place. I mean, the vanilla on here is extract. You're not talking frosting on this one at all. This is a true, unique whiskey. And by the way, Cedar Ridge, you can buy this online at their website. So we've got a few whiskeys on the table here that are, in our opinion, better for an adventurous palate or an experienced palate. Glass number 4, probably the most adventurous of the bunch. Let's check it out.
All right, we're going high proof on this one. So we are back to our hometown distillery. It is Oregon Spirit, and I want to say it's almost like where we started this whole channel.
It really is.
It is Oregon Spirit Single Barrel Cask Strength Bourbon, 124 proof. We're going off the rails on this one.
If that Oregon Spirit packaging looks familiar to you, you may have seen that on the shelf in your neck of the woods. That is one that is available generally at Total Wine across the country, also available for purchase online. And this bottle here, 124 proof, 7 years aged, 4-grain bourbon. It's kind of a monster, coming in at $75.
Yeah, and Oregon Spirit, that's the distillery where I gravitate towards the ryes.
Sure.
The ryes are where I really feel like they shine. And so I'm interested in this bourbon because it hasn't always been my pick.
Sure.
But I just want to put that out there that I love, love, love their ryes. And if you haven't had one, you should pick one up.
Especially the Bottled and Bond. My goodness, that is a ride. This bottle, you can see we've gotten into it a little bit, and at 124 proof, this is not for the faint of heart.
No.
And this is such a beautiful color on this whiskey. Look at the depth on it. And those of you who have had Oregon Spirit in the past, particularly their bourbon, one thing you might be looking for right off the bat is a bit of a farmy presence, big vanilla notes. I think that's going to follow through here.
So this one, of all of the ones we've tasted today, does feel the craftiest.
Yes.
So there is a very farm-tastic aroma to this nose, almost a little bit hay, maybe a little bit of wheat. Like you definitely can feel that they are passionate about local grains.
Yeah, the grains are the first thing that I get on the nose here. Man, real tobacco there.
Yeah.
There's like some dark tobacco, some rich tobacco is probably a better way to say it.
Great oak notes here.
Yeah, vanilla. And if there's a fruit, I think there is, it's apple pie.
Yeah.
Because it's not just plain apple. This is an apple pie on the nose.
It's more of a fall. And that's what I was going to say about all of these. Nothing screamed summertime. The thing I learned on this channel was about stone fruits. And these all feel like more of those like more decadent fall, winter kind of fruits.
Yeah, this is fall harvest in a glass as far as I'm concerned, at least so far on the nose. What do you say? Get onto a sip?
What I really find interesting about this one is that it's a bourbon.
Yeah.
But my initial taste of this, and I'm going to go Julie Chicago, is like a Franco mint. So like a chocolate covered mint, just like in a little...
Like the Frango mints from Marshall
Franco.
Fields.
Wait, was it Franco? No, it's Franco.
No, it's with a G.
Okay, well, it's been gone too long. But whatever those are, that you always got them at some sort of function and you would eat them. And that was the first initial taste of this, which to me screams, like if this was a blind, I'd be like, oh, I'm drinking a rye for sure.
Yes. I think that the age shows up appropriately here. You're getting a very nice oak wood note. The cherry that shows up here, sort of, it's a weird interplay between the cherry and the apple, because those are notes that I don't expect to find together, but they're here, and it kind of oscillates depending on where it hits your tongue.
Yeah.
Interesting whiskey here. The apple pie note is something that I would, again, you said it, it's this season. This is a whiskey for this season, for the colder days, the darker days. This is interesting. I breathe in, I get a ton of mint on the palate that's still hanging around. This does coat nice, and my goodness, I'm looking at the color and it's beautiful. And there's the cat right on cue, playing with her little squeaky mouse. This is a very interesting whiskey. One thing that I will say, at 124 proof, this doesn't actually drink hot.
No, it doesn't.
So I'm pleased by that. But one thing I've learned about myself with this whiskey, and again, we've drank about a third of this bottle so far.
Yep.
I know that I like it better with water in it. I find more notes in it, and so we're going to put some water in it right now while Mavis goes crazy on the squeaky toy.
She's so cute. All the time.
What a good girl. All right, here we go. I'm putting 4 full drops in mine. You can do whatever you'd like.
I just see 2 little bean paws flipping around.
Little bean paws.
She's so
There you
funny.
go. We're the only channel that says bean paws, by the way, I suspect. There you go.
Do you want one? Do you want one? What do you call that? Like in a science experiment where it's
the control?
Like, yeah. Do you want a control and then the other one?
Not really.
Oh.
It's up to you if you want to do that.
How many
I
do you
know
do?
I did 4 drops. I know that I prefer this whiskey with water in it, so I'm happy with this.
Should I do 2 or should I do more? Should I do 2 to see what the difference is?
Do 3.
I'm not being difficult. I'm curious.
You're being a little difficult.
Fair.
All right, now on the nose, I'm experiencing butterscotch,
There's something about.
and that the apple pie is much sweeter.
You know
That's
what
nice.
I literally got, you know when you get like a bouquet of flowers, which I give to you all the time.
I've never received a bouquet of flowers.
And if you would like one, I will purchase them.
No, I'm
They're
cool.
very expensive though.
Nah, I'm all good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But when you put them in the water, as they bloom, I think like the greens start being more fragrant.
Yeah. A little leafy. You're saying it's a little leafy here.
Yeah.
And I completely
and that's
agree.
what I am getting now with those drops. It like immediately reminded me of like having a bouquet of flowers and like that smell that you can kind of get on like day 3.
It's that combination of things.
Yeah.
It's the earthiness. It's the down-home sweetness. It is the homemade pie. There's a lot of unique flavor notes here. And we said earlier, expect big flavors. Expect that this is going to be adventurous, this whiskey. And yeah, with a little water on it, it's even more so, I think.
This one is not for just an experienced palate. I think this one's for an adventurous palate.
Yeah, absolutely. These are all very unique whiskeys from very unique places. I mean, this is literally Bend, Oregon, the Pacific Northwest. You're over here on the east side of the Cascades where the weather gets really hot, really cold, and really dry.
Yep.
And that all shows up here. And by the way, a little water in here. Tons more tobacco.
Yeah.
That apple pie sweetness is here. It kind of opens. It's blossoming, honestly. The nose, you said it. The leafy green sort of thing happening there. The earthiness. It's all opening up. It's like releasing a ton of unique new flavors. And as much as there are new flavors and bigger flavors, it somehow also allows it to be a little more cohesive on your palate.
Yeah.
That's definitely the way to drink it, in my opinion. There goes the cat crashing into her box. Thanks, Kathy Huey.
I don't think we have anything on our shelf that tastes like this.
No.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, this whiskey, very nice over a rock, very nice with water in it, very, very unique. So,
Is there an Irish
why do I hear
bagpipe
I hear
band
bagpipe
going
music?
through?
What in the world?
This is the best Bourbon Man video ever.
I have no idea what just happened out there, but now I'm super distracted.
So $75. Mm-hmm. It's at the higher price point of today's tasting.
Yes.
So what I'm going to say about this one in particular is that if you are local or if you're visiting Oregon,
Yeah.
go to the tasting room and try it because the flavors are really unique, really different.
Really
So
big.
really big.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you like, oh, if you're getting into whiskey or if you're an experienced whiskey drinker, you're going to love it. But I do think if you are adventurous and you don't want the same old on the shelf, this could be a buy for you.
For $75 to get 124 proof whiskey that's been aged 7 years, that seems pretty good to me, and I'm pretty happy with it, especially considering that this is a craft distillery.
Yes.
You don't find things like that for that price point. So definitely check this one out. And if there's one thing that I could say about this is, as much as we loved their bottled and bond rye, I want to see a 7-year aged 124 proof cask strength rye. That's what we're going to be on the lookout for, because if it's got flavors as big as this or even close to as big as this, we know we're going to love that one. So a huge thanks to Oregon Spirit for sharing this bottle with us. Well, these are all so different, it wouldn't be fair to pick a favorite today, so I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to do is say from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers.